So we're going to be doing 5 spooky tutorials on how to add that extra spooky edge to your video. Alright, so we're in Vegas Pro 17, and the first thing we're going to do is drag this down. You can do this effect in Vegas Pro 16 as well if you're curious. Also in Movie Studio 16, which we'll have a tutorial on. So I'm using the same footage I used for the ghost effect, and because it's a similar technique as the ghost effect, but we're going to go a bit deeper and use some motion tracking. So first, I'm going to cut using the S key right in between these two tracks. This is just the background, shot stationary on a tripod. Later I walk into the shot, since the background doesn't change or move, the framing is no different, we'll actually be able to exploit that and do a lot of different things with it. So first, let's delete the audio. I just hit ignore event groupings down here, and I'm going to select it again so I don't mess it up later in editing. Then I'm going to right click on the video track and hit insert video track and drag this up top here and kind of size it down to pick the part of the clip that I want. I want a part where I kind of mosey about. There, my head moves to the left and then the right. So I think that would be a great clip to show. I'm going to cut the background just to the part I need. So now if you look, if I fade the opacity, I'm a ghost again. So that's just like the ghost effect, which was a more simple tutorial that we've done, but this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go to Video Effects, Bezier Masking, and select the circle Bezier mask and drag this to the top clip. Now you can already kind of see how the effect's taking shape. You can just grab the circle and move it around your head. We're actually going to see if we can get it a little tighter too. So first I'm going to drop down the general options and the mask option because this is where we'll be working. And we're going to go back up here to the cookie cutter effect there, and we're going to tighten it up around my head and bust, like my collar area, like a statue, like a head statue, which is also called a bust. And we're going to get it kind of nice and tight close to the head, because Vegas needs to be kind of centered in on that. It doesn't need to be tracking parts of the wall and things like that. We need to have it kind of tight as it can around the head. And we're also going to change the feather style. So over here, we're going to change the feather style to out. Now, the out feather style will let us actually feather it and add to the amount that we're doing. Because of that, we can actually get a tighter crop here on my head, which is going to be instrumental. And that's because I don't mind the feathering of my shoulders. There's a lot of ways you can do this as far as how you're going to dress yourself. You can key yourself out with a green screen if you have a green screen suit, but a lot of people don't have those laying around. So for the sake of this effect, that's what we're going to do, is just kind of grab my collar and the head. And so next we go to tracking. This is where the magic happens in tracking. If you want to know more about Bezier masking, you can check out my Bezier masking tutorial. I'll pop that up there. But this, you need to drop down tracking and then options and then go to normal and high. And location, we want rotation and location. That's going to give us the best results for head tracking. And we're going to change the keyframe interval to 1. After we do this, we're going to hit start, and that's going to create keyframes and track the head movement through the shot. But before we get started, we actually want to make sure we select the first frame. If that changes anything on your setup, kind of re-grab it and retighten it as needed, and try and kind of put your nose in the center of the shot there. So once you have this on your cursor on the first frame of your video that you're going to track, hit start. You can see down here it's creating a bunch of keyframes, which is tracking the movement of my head. Seeing these little jostling ups and downs of the keyframe positions will kind of visually show you that it is working, it is moving around the screen. Alright, so let's check and see if it worked. I'm going to arrow through And I think it worked very well. Yeah. I'm just a floating head going through the sky. I'm going to add some more effects to this to give it a little bit more of a spooky feeling, but that, in essence, is the floating head effect, and it uses Bezier masking to do so. If you do have any trouble getting it to track, definitely try a different thing, but rotation and location is what I've had the best luck with when tracking heads. And also lowering the keyframe interval and the precision is important. You can always go back to the beginning and start again with a tighter crop, and you might get a better track the next time. And that is the rest of the tutorial. This is the fourth of the spooky tutorials. We're going to go back to normally regular scheduled programming after Halloween, but we've got one more tutorial to go, and I'm pretty excited about this last one. So thank you so much for watching. Like if this video helped you out. Subscribe if you're looking for more videos like this one. I'll see you next time. This has been Adam with Tech Dive AV Club.